Welcome to Sideshow Con.
Welcome to the show. I'm Whitney.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are taking you through some of the latest and greatest pop culture collectibles right here at Sideshow.com.
We've got some fantastic collections to look at. We've got our Hot Toys James Bond, our Fairytale Fantasies collection, and our Pulp Vixens. So let's take a look.
Hey everyone, I am here with sculptor Will Harbottle, and we've got some top secret intel for you from the world of Pulp Vixens. This is our third statue in the series, Killer Return. Will, thanks so much for joining us. I'm so excited that we get to talk about this.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited. Episode 3 is finally here.
Now, for those of you who might not know at home, Will is also the creative mind behind the idea of the Pulp Vixens series. So tell us a little bit about your inspirations for that.
I grew up loving comic books and Star Wars and all that stuff. They were huge in my life. But my first love was always 60s spy movies. I love that whole world. I love the music and I love everything. So these are my love letter to that style.
Well, we've been into the lair of a madman with Mr. Sin and Ursula Strand. We've gone to the depths of the ocean with Hawana Khalili in Deep Down. And now we've got Eleanor Bridgeburn in the field. So tell us a little bit about our newest operative and what she's got going on here.
She's a British agent. She's high fashion. She also means business. Ultimately, we were shooting for that poster moment. Sometimes you'd get middle of the action, and sometimes you'd get just before the action starts, and sometimes it's afterwards, like she's, making her phone call. You'll never guess what I just found, kind of thing.
And then you're like, I have to know what just happened.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, different ways to draw you into the story. It was exactly what we were looking for.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about her outfit as well, because you mentioned she's a spy from London. We've got the 60s era.
So much changed at that time. And one of the leading designers for London fashion in the swinging 60s was Mary Quant. And she introduced PVC to the world of clothing and fashion.
It seems so synonymous with that time period.
Yeah, of course, right. And that's Mary Quant. Well, this is my tip of the hat to her and her influence on the era.
Well, we love fashion that is also functional, especially if there's as much blood splatter going on
Exactly, right.
as we have here.
You never know, you gotta be prepared.
This piece will come with a swap-out portrait that has a matching kind of rain slicker hat, an alternate hairstyle as well. I love that it's almost like a disguise for her, maybe how she got into the place.
I love the details and I love the layering of details to add the story. And I don't know if you noticed the little computer cards that were burnt by the ashtray.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow,
yeah,
okay.
Like the IBM cards, and so he was trying to, get rid of some evidence or whatever. And the money is a key part that's all over the place. And I originally had a nice clean bundle of money with the bank band on there. While I was doing reference, I came across a bundle of illicit, like drug money or something like that. And I realized, oh, that's very, very different. All the bills are crumpled, they're home wrapped with rubber bands. That's clearly what we're dealing with here is illicit money, like they were hastily counted and stuffed in his chair. That's one of my favorite things.
I think it makes also then the explosion and what comes out of it, like that much more chaotic.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
The story of Pulp Vixens isn't just in statue form anymore, because we do have a collaboration between Sideshow and Heroes and Villains. Love their apparel. They have 4 different t-shirts with different unique designs for 2 for Deep Down and 2 for Mr. Sin. How does it feel to see the story and these characters, transcending their statue form and going into a different media?
Oh, it's awesome. It's a dream come true, no question about it. I'm a t-shirt and jeans guy, and so this is a perfect fit for me.
That is so much fun, and I'm so excited that we get to see Eleanor Bridgeburn now join the lineup of Pulp Vixens. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, and thanks Sideshow for making my dream come true.
Now, your top secret mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find out more information about this piece by going to side.show/con.
Buy Hot Toys, it's Bond, James Bond.
We see Daniel Craig in his iconic last role of James Bond from No Time to Die here.
This is a beautiful look. It's an absolutely stunning portrait, and it's the eyes that get me. I remember when Daniel Craig took over the role, everybody loving his deep blue eyes.
Whenever you want to just stare dreamily into his eyes, you can make those eyes look wherever you want, especially if it's right into your heart.
Bond was always a snazzy dresser. This figure here, all done in that designer, highly tailored tuxedo, right down to the pocket square, the bow tie, and those high polished shoes.
I'm personally a big fan of the silk side paneling on his pants.
But even though he's sharp dressed, he also is a licensed to kill individual, so he's going to come with multiple options for weapons. Let's talk about this base.
The base is so neat. It is from the scene in the movie where they are in Cuba, and this is actually one of the tiles that you see him standing on in the movie.
So you get to recreate that scene. If you're into recreating scene moments, one thing that's been in every James Bond movie, it starts them off and we look down the barreling of the gun and then we see James Bond. What they've done is it attaches to the stand right here is going to be this backdrop allowing you to create that scene. Now, it may be Daniel Craig's final adventure as James Bond, but it's the very first collectible in the James Bond series by Hot Toys, so make sure to follow along for more.
We're here with another amazing statue and art print combination, but more than that, we're here with artist Kat Sapene, who painted the Bettie Page Love Hurts statue in tandem with Olivia de Barardinas, world-renowned pinup artist taking on a world-renowned pinup pioneer. Tell me a little bit about working with Olivia to bring this to life.
Olivia is so fun to work with. We gave her a copy of this and she took it home and did sort of a paint of it to then bring in, and so that I could use that as sort of my prototype to create our masters.
There is so much going on with this piece, so many lush textures to talk about, and of course Bettie Page is iconic, so let's talk about her hairstyle there.
Her little bangs, Olivia came in having put in little metallic highlights, like little kind of like a dark silver highlights in here that is so perfect. I wouldn't have thought to do it, and even then I was a little hesitant, but honestly once you have it on there, it's just like, oh wow, that really makes those highlights pop.
You talk about Olivia coming from the two-dimensional discipline, then we have the matching Bettie Page Love Hurts fine art print by Olivia, which comes hand-signed if you add that to your collection, so I mean, why wouldn't you? But this is a two-dimensional representation. We're seeing the front, we're seeing perhaps Miss Page's best angle, but this is a 3D piece and there is detail all around, and I'm sure Olivia came to you with some of that. But let's talk about, you know, the all-around of her corset, because there is there's lace, there's texture to it as well.
Yeah, there's just all sorts of details over the whole thing. I mean, like you can see here in the underpants, there's a little bit of like embroidery sort of detail and like a gold bronze sort of color. But then when you have this at home, you can look at the back, and the back of the corset, that same pattern is repeated, but it's a little bit more stark because it's like on a black background, so you can really see it and make it pop. But then, you know, there's also the little details of the subtle shading that Olivia had done in the underpants, in the corset, just enough so that you know that there's a little bit of covering, but not like, you know, a lot.
Well, she is a bondage model here, so I'm so excited that we get to see all of those details and so many different techniques used to bring this piece together. I think it's done to fabulous effect, and I'm so glad you got to collaborate with Olivia on that.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. I love working with her.
And I hope you guys at home are just as excited now seeing what it could look like if you had the statue and the print in your collection. So if you're looking to bring these home today, go to side.show/con. Let's take a look at another art print and statue duo, this time the Succubus from Sideshow Originals. Let's start with the premium format figure.
She is so beautiful. I mean, her face is gorgeous, her body, and then you start to look at all of these little tiny details. She's wearing beautiful jewelry. You can see she has bracelets, armbands, an anklet. The blood is dripping from that skull and all the way down her foot. I really think that these wings look like she could literally take flight off of your shelf at any moment.
Sideshow has its roots in horror, so we always want to mix the beautiful with the terrifying. And this piece is also over 30 inches tall, so you are going to have a nice imposing character on your shelf. Now, if we can also tempt you to get the art print, this is the Succubus screen print by artist God Machine, a two-dimensional representation of the character based on the Sideshow Originals. And this one is super fun. It is a 5-color screen print, and it is pulled over gold paper, so you're gonna have that metallic base complementing all of those unique pops of color.
Literally nothing could be better than having both of these pieces side by side. You can really see the difference between the gorgeous, gorgeous painting and then this beautiful 3D sculpture.
They are sold separately, but it's just one of the great examples of how we work with the artists in different dimensions to create the ultimate display for you. And if you want to see these or any other artist originals we've featured on the show today, be sure to check out side.show/con.
We're taking a look at J. Scott Campbell's Fairytale Fantasies collection, and I am honored today to be joined by painter Chi Izuma. Chi, happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, Chi, you worked on all these pieces, yeah?
Yes, I did.
Now, I know you love all your pieces equally,
Yes.
but do you have a favorite?
Well, my favorite will be this one. I'm a cat person, of course. It's very interesting piece, you know, have almost like a movements of just that figure.
There's so many colors that you
Yes,
use here.
yes.
So when you're looking at that color, is it hard to translate or have you been doing this long enough?
I'm getting used
You're
to
a
it.
professional.
Yes, but at the same time, you kind of need to figure out, okay, what color it works because his body is blue.
Right.
So make sure everything has to work. This focal point is his face.
Yeah.
What's the next your eye's gonna move? So I kind of make it everything interesting where it's a shadow hits and you see that some parts of the color is change and then kind of travel through to the tree, to sign. It can also have
tells a story.
Yes.
We've talked about Lady Cheshire here. Anything you can tell me about these three other figures here?
Oh, okay. Well, the very interesting struggling part was this.
Sultana,
Yeah.
Arabian Nights.
And then just make it interesting about the whole base with the started with the clear resin. And the whole carpet was
Oh my
pretty entertaining to paint.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, even like with Lady Cheshire, I feel like you're working with so many colors here.
Yes.
The gold looks like it's shining.
Yes.
Like it looks gold. I think that's really, really exciting. And then I have to talk about the Evil Queen here.
When I was painting this mirror piece, I knew they will put some lights
Right.
feature. But when I was painting it, of course, there's no light feature.
Yeah.
But once I seen a finished product, that once you're able to turn on the lights, that was
It looked very cool. Yeah,
it
it
was
completely
great.
changes
Yeah.
it. So you've obviously done a lot of stuff with J. Scott Campbell. What do you normally paint?
Most of the time I paint like female figure.
Okay.
But I like working on the creature stuff.
I feel like you almost got to combine a little bit of creature and female in that one.
That's why I like the whole base is interesting and it's everything. It's a lot of stuff you can look at this piece, you know?
Yeah.
All the different mushrooms to the
There's
trees.
so much that captures your eye. It's fun.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
Chiazuma, thank you so much for being
Thank
with us.
you.
This was great. And you can check out all of these pieces at side.show/con.
Well, Guy, I think that ends today's showcase.
We saw pieces from Pulp Vixens, from Fairytale Fantasies, and so many others. Now, you don't want to miss seeing any of these, so make sure to follow along with all of our socials. And for more information, go to side.show/con.
Thank you so much for watching, and until tomorrow, don't forget to let your geek sideshow.